Report story. Izuku flew out the bathroom crashing into the log wall, slowly sliding down the wall and onto the floor. Bakugo, a dangerous aura emanating from him, stepped out slowly, small explosions coming from his hands. Oi, why would you just come in? The fuck is wrong with you? I'm gonna fucking murder you. Bakugo screamed. Izuku, with half a shirt, tried scrambling to his feet but slipped back down a little disoriented from the impact. Ka-chan, why are you even here? And why would you not lock the door? Izuku retaliated. Bakugo's aura grew even deadlier. No one else was home, you dumbass. He yelled. We've been here for a while. And again, why are you here? Izuku yelled back. Izu, what's going on? I heard a loud. Ochako, who had peeked through the door in just her underwear, screamed when she saw Bakugo and quickly disappeared into their room again. I live here too, you fucktards. Bakugo yelled, pointing at the last door down the hallway. Izuku stared at the door. Sure enough, there was wooden plaque in the top center that read, Bakugo. We share this place? Izuku asked, dumbfoundedly. Bakugo's hair could have caught fire. Yes, you think they would have given me my own spot? Fucking dumbass. Knock before opening shit or you die. He said, angrily walking to his room and slamming the door behind him. Izuku heard the click of the door. Bakugo was done for the night. Izuku remained on the floor. Bakugo was here. Honestly, it was pretty negligent to assume that Bakugo wouldn't be living with them. The school made adjustments, but building him his own house. Might as well just dorm him with the other students and save money. This still was part of the school anyway. Still, why was Bakugo even on this trip? Heck, why were they on this trip? Izuku sighed. They still hadn't gotten any information on why they were here. Was there a teacher here? Was there something else in this house? Was there a mission they had to accomplish? Nezu sent them here on the basis that Izuku learns to control his quirk. Izuku, a shy voice called. Right. Ochako was scared away. Izuku heaved himself to his feet, putting his shirt fully back on, walking into their new room. Izuku looked around the room, trying to spot Ochako, when he noticed a large lump in the sheets. Izuku chuckled. Don't worry, Ka-chan is back in his room, I guess. Izuku said, walking over and sitting on the bed. He saw movement under the sheets. Guess we should have known he'd be with us, huh? Ochako said from under the sheets. Izuku put a hand on the raised area of the sheets. Yay, that would have made a bit of sense. I dunno how that slipped our minds. Izuku chuckled. Suddenly the cover was thrown on top of Izuku, hands pulling him under. Izuku was nose to nose with Ochako, her deep brown eyes staring into his jade, her face a bit red, breathing heavily. She scooted closer to Izuku, softly placing her lips on his own. Izuku wrapped her arms around her, her soft bare skin warm at the touch. I dunno how much longer I can wait, Izuku. I want you. We've been trying to do this for months, she said, biting her lip. Her hand reached under Izuku's shirt, tracing the muscles leading up to his chest. Her bare legs slid between Izuku's, her lips connecting with his once more. Something always does get in the way, huh? Izuku said softly, bringing her even closer, initiating another kiss. We'll get our chance. Don't worry, he said, leaning into her ear. Ochako sighed and snuggled her face in his shirt. We'd better, or I'll murder Bakugo myself. The day started off as any other. Ochako and Izuku snoozed peacefully, it being a Saturday, when a little girl jumped on the bed, waking the two up from their slumber. Promoted stories. You'll also like The Black Lady of the Night. Vigilante hero was out one night and saw a person fighting a whole group of villains all by themselves, but the problem is that they're badly injured and no one knows. Different 83K 1.5K Deku is the number one hero. He has fame and money, but he doesn't care much for either. He wants something more but doesn't know what. That is until he meets a very interesting cruelty X 1.2M 40.3K. A very hostile girl whom despised everyone and everyone despised her. Izuku Midoriya, a very sweet boy who was popular with his classmates, oddly developed. Shining Light 42.7K 928 Quickless. Normal. No heroes or quirks, so Izuku Midoriya and Ochako Uraraka have been best friends since kindergarten. But when problems in high school try to drift them, Villain Deku 11.3K 261 words. 23,820. Izuku was just 14 when he met All Might and asked if he can be a hero, but All Might crushes his dreams and left him on a rooftop. What All Might didn't. There's something up with Izuku Midoriya. Midoriya had watched his mentor fight for his life and end up using the last of his power. Now being the sole wielder of One for All, Izuku knows he needs to work. I Hate and Love You. 258K 4.6 Con. IzuOcha fanfiction where Deku and Uraraka had a fight in kindergarten which led to something worse. But maybe they can be friends or perhaps more. Non-quirk rated. Coco. Deku. It's morning, it's morning. Eri cried, jumping up and down. Izuku shot up confused, while Ochako put a pillow over her face. Eri, what are you doing? It's so early. You've never done this before. Ochako said, muffled from her pillow. Eri smiled. Because we get to act like a real family now. We have a house and everything. She said. Izuku blinked. Ochako sat up, removing her pillow from her face. Act like a real family. Izuku and Ochako looked at each other. Eri was of course excited about this. Izuku turned back to Eri and smiled. Okay, Eri. Well, I guess the first thing is what do you want for breakfast? He asked. Eri shook her head though. I already ate breakfast, Eri said. Izuku gave her a look. He looked at Ochako, who was staring at Eri with a confused look as well. Did the school bring cooking robots? Maids. No way that's the case. Eri, who fed you? Izuku asked. Usually he would cook breakfast for Eri when she was living in his dorm while his quirk was gone. Baku did, Eri said happily. Izuku started. Who? Ochako finished. Eri nodded happily. It was really good. His salmon is yummy. He made some for you too. It's sitting on the table. Ochako and Izuku stared at her for a second before both of them jumped out the bed, got dressed and ran down the wooden stairs. Sure enough, there were 2 dishes of salmon and other side dishes waiting for them on the table. He told me to tell you guys to make sure to warm it up first. Eri said, appearing behind them. Izuku and Ochako looked between themselves and the food. Bakugo said that. Ochako asked. Eri nodded. Well, more like, make sure they heat it up little runt, before walking out the front door. Eri said, pointing at the door. He also said he wants to see Deku in the forest next to the house when you're done eating. Izuku rubbed his eyes and looked back at the food. Bakugo made this. Bakugo could cook. Izuku hadn't been able to train with Bakugo much in the last few months. However, he knew Bakugo was slightly softer to him after training and learning about One for All, but enough to make breakfast for him. Bakugo was so confusing. Izuku could still never fully read him. Well, they would be living together for the time being, so this was a good chance to learn and try and understand Bakugo more along with understanding and controlling One for All. Izuku sat down at the table, clapped his hands together, thanking for the food, and started eating. Ochako stared. "You're going to eat it?" she asked. Izuku looked at her confused. "I mean, he did make it first. I don't want to waste his efforts. He's hard to read, but this is clearly his way of saying he's gonna do his best to live peacefully with us. Might as well take the offering. He's not a bad guy, Ocha," Izuku said, turning his attention back to the food. Ochako sighed. She knew Bakugo wasn't a bad person. If anything, she still did remember when Bakugo had jumped in to try and help Izuku during the Iida fiasco. However, Ochako hadn't forgotten what Bakugo did to Izuku in the past. She remembered what Izuku told her that night. She accepted it, but never truly forgave Bakugo. However, maybe this was a chance to see if Bakugo had really changed. She sat down and slowly started eating the food. It was a bit spicy, but it was good. Really good. "And here you go," Eri said, handing a note to Izuku, before running back to her room to play. Izuku opened the note. It had Aizawa's handwriting on it. Ochako looked up from her food. "What is it?" she asked curiously. "A note from Aizawa. Looks like this is the notice he mentioned to us." Izuku opened it up and started reading out loud. "Midoriya, Uraraka. First off, Ua apologizes for the inconvenience. Unfortunately, the way we had to move you, the distance away from the city, and the location in the mountains along with this singular node of communication was the best way we could do this with as little people noticing as possible. We also couldn't allow you, as much as we trust you, to inform any of the students where you were going for other reasons. Your parents have been notified where you will be going and why. We have their safety taken care of." 1. Midoriya, you are there for personal quirk training. You need a stronger connection to your quirk in order to get it fully under control and learn all its secrets. The mountains not only serve as a safe location for you, but also for others, as your quirk is known to go out of control at times. This allows you to train while not having to worry about others' safety. However, be warned, I'm not there to use my quirk on you. Be careful. Tilda Midoriya, you will also be in charge of training Eri to control her quirk as well. Eri trusts you and believes in you. The comfort you bring her allows her confidence to control. Her quirk is based off of emotions, and the happiness she has around you affects her learning. Those are the two major assignments you have been given. This is more proper hero work than school work. Remember that. 2. Uraraka, you are there to support Midoriya in his training endeavors. You have proven that with your support, Midoriya's growth with his quirk rapidly increases. We are counting on you to help Izuku with this. However, take note, your own hero studies will not slow and assignments will still be due. You have a study area in the hallway under the second level. Midoriya and Bakugo have a training hall they can use. Underground has a workout area as well to keep up with your hero fitness training. 3. This is for the both of you. Bakugo was sent to you on the terms that he also knows about one for all. The house is explosive resistant. Take care of yourselves. Stay on guard and safe at all times. The attack from a few weeks ago is only the beginning, and Midoriya is one of the key features to winning on both sides, villain or hero. As much as I hate to put this all on you, Midoriya, we need you. As well as the rest of the class. Aizawa. By the time Izuku had finished reading, the two had already finished their food. Explosive resistant, Ochako said disapprovingly. Izuku laughed, however the weight of the note was setting and the mission rested on him. Izuku shook his head, dispelling the thoughts for the time being. He shouldn't worry about this now. He had somewhere to be. Don't be like that. Izuku said, getting up from his chair and putting the dish in the sink. I need to go, I'll be back in a bit, alright. Where are you off to? We have a few things we need to talk about. We'll be living here now, and using context clues, we'll be here for a while. Ochako said, meeting Izuku at the sink with his dish. Izuku leaning in and gently kissed her forehead. Eri said Ka-chan wanted to meet me outside. I'm not going to keep him waiting. Izuku said, walking out the front door. Ochako sighed as he walked away, watching him. Be careful, and no fighting. Not today. I want you back without any bruises on our first day living together. Ochako said. Izuku gave her a large smile before exiting out the front door. Ochako stared at the door before sighing. Forehead kisses are unfair, she said to herself. Bakugo stood in a level part of the lower mountain, surrounded by orange and green color trees. He quietly observed before hearing the voices behind him. There you are, Ka-chan. You went far, you know. Thank you for the breakfast, it was really good. Bakugo glared at the green-haired teen. Shut up. You didn't wake up to feed Eri. I'm not your maid. Take care of your own damn self. Bakugo yelled, explosions coming out of his hands. Izuku shook his head, trying to hide his small smile. So, what are we up here for, Ka-chan? I can't fight today. Ochako wants me home in one piece. Shut your ass up, I didn't bring you out here to fight. I wanna hike, and you're coming with me. Bakugo said, starting to walk through the woods. Izuku spaced for a second. Wait, hike, Kenlair here. How are you guys feeling about the first 3 chapters of this arc? It's definitely a change of pace and scenery. Thoughts? Does this change make sense after the Gaslighter events? I wanna hear your opinions. I really like it and I have some great ideas, I just don't know if I gave it a good beginning, so what do the readers think? If we are enjoying it, then welcome to the cabin arc. Kenny Boy, where stories live. Discover now.